Forgiveness is a complex and multifaceted concept that is central to the Christian faith. In Romans chapter 8 verse 1, the Apostle Paul writes, "There is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus." This verse is often understood to be a declaration of the forgiveness that is available to those who have put their faith in Jesus Christ. The concept of forgiveness is rooted in the belief that all human beings are sinful and fall short of the glory of God. Romans chapter 3 verse 23. Sin separates us from God and leaves us under his wrath and condemnation. John chapter 3 verse 36. However, God's love and grace are greater than our sin, and he offers us the opportunity to be forgiven through faith in Jesus Christ. Forgiveness is not just a legal declaration of innocence, but it is also a restoration of relationship. When we sin, we break our relationship with God and with others. Forgiveness is the means by which that relationship is restored. Through forgiveness, God removes the barrier of sin that separates us from him and reconciles us to himself. This reconciliation allows us to experience the fullness of God's love and grace, and to live in fellowship with him. In Romans chapter 8 verse 1, Paul emphasizes the fact that there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. This is a powerful declaration, because it means that the penalty for sin has been paid in full through the death of Jesus Christ on the cross. When we put our faith in Jesus, we are declaring that we accept his payment for our sin, and we are forgiven. This forgiveness is not based on anything that we have done or will do, but it is solely based on the grace and love of God. Ephesians chapter 2 verses 8 to 9. This forgiveness is complete and permanent. There is no sin that is too great for God's forgiveness, and there is no situation that is beyond his reach. This is why Paul can write with such confidence that there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. We can be assured that our forgiveness is secure and that we will never again be subject to condemnation for our sin. The fact that there is no condemnation for those in Christ Jesus is a source of great comfort and hope for believers. It means that we can have peace and confidence in our relationship with God, even when we sin. We can be assured that our forgiveness is not based on our own merit or performance, but it is based solely on the grace of God. This means that we can approach God with confidence, knowing that he will always receive us with love and forgiveness. Forgiveness is not just a one-time event, but it is a continual process. Throughout our lives, we will continue to sin and fall short of God's glory. However, when we confess our sin and turn back to God, he is faithful to forgive us and restore our relationship with him. 1 John chapter 1 verse 9. This means that we can live in a state of constant forgiveness, knowing that God's love and grace are always available to us. The forgiveness that we receive through faith in Jesus Christ is not just for our benefit, but it is also for the benefit of others. When we are forgiven, we are empowered to forgive others in the same way that we have been forgiven. Matthew chapter 6 verse 12. This means that we are called to extend forgiveness to those who have wronged us, just as God has extended forgiveness to us. This can be a difficult and challenging process, but it is an essential part of our Christian walk. In conclusion, forgiveness is a central aspect of the Christian faith, and it is the means by which we are saved through Jesus Christ. Like and subscribe.